You can see there's a film of water over his physique. You can see it through the abs. You can see the gyno on both pecs of the new Mr. Olympia. You can see the bicep discrepancy between his left bicep and his right bicep. I don't know if there's some sort of injury to his bicep, but it's not as big as his right bicep. The separation in the quads isn't very good. I'm just a bit shocked that they went this route and said, you know what? No longer is conditioning that important for the Mr. Olympia. No longer is the Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Dexter Jackson, Sean Roden, Big Ramy came with the shredded glutes. Hadi Chupin, of course, and Derek Lunsford. No longer is that standard important anymore. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And I'm going to do my 2024 Men's Open Bodybuilding Finals recap. It's midnight here. I'm in LA from my hotel room doing this recap video because the Olympia, again, once runs so damn late. But whatever, I've already ranted about that. So I'm not going to go over that again. But this is your new standard. This is a new standard in bodybuilding. Samson Dauda is your new Mr. Olympia. And I don't agree with that decision. And I'm standing by that. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what? Okay, actually, no. This physique should not have won the Mr. Olympia. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Trust me, I got the DMs. People aren't happy. You can see there's a film of water over his physique. You can see it through the abs. You can see the gyno on both pecs of the new Mr. Olympia. You can see the bicep discrepancy between his left bicep and his right bicep. I don't know if there's some sort of injury to his bicep, but it's not as big as his right bicep. The separation in the quads isn't very good. I'm just a bit shocked that they went this route and said, you know what? No longer is conditioning that important for the Mr. Olympia. No longer is the Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Dexter Jackson, Sean Roden, Big Ramy came with the shredded glutes. Hadi Chupin, of course, and Derek Lunsford. No longer is that standard important anymore. You can lower the bar when it comes to conditioning, and you can come in having a film of water over your physique still. It doesn't matter anymore, guys. The Mr. Olympia is flip-flopping all over the place like a hot pancake on a grill. I'm telling you right now, Samson Dauda shouldn't have won the Mr. Olympia. He's not in the condition that former Mr. Olympias have brought. That elite condition where you look at that guy and you're like, holy shit. That's the Mr. Olympia. That's hard to get. That's hard to obtain. No longer are we going to say that anymore about the Mr. Olympia. Now that we have this new threshold where conditioning doesn't matter. And having gyno clearly showing doesn't matter. You don't get docked for it. And having a discrepancy in the bicep doesn't matter. Okay? So I'm not the only one that didn't think Samson Dauda was going to win the Olympia. And people are going to be like, oh, Matt, you don't know what you're talking about. You make your predictions. What are you talking? You don't. Well, I don't have the experience, or I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I guess Jimmy Mentis doesn't know what he's talking about. I guess Vince Galante doesn't know what he's talking about. I guess Ron Harris doesn't know what he's talking about. I guess Phil Klahar doesn't know what he's talking about. I guess the real deal Chris Cormier doesn't know what he's talking about. I had him in fourth. Jimmy had him in fourth. Vince had him in third. Ron Harris had him in fourth. Phil Klahar, fourth. Chris Cormier, fourth. After what we saw in France. None of us had him winning. A lot of the other media YouTube channels didn't have him winning. I didn't think even Ivan Bodybuilding didn't have Samson Dauda winning. Yet, Steve Weinberger and the judges were like, you know what? Yeah, this is good enough. We'll take this one. Why not? So let's guys, every time I look at this photo, I'm just like, this is shocking. Shocking to see this. And I know that the comments are going to be from the Samson Dauda fans that won't see past his lack of conditioning. They won't see past the gyno. They won't see past the bicep discrepancy. And they will troll and they will say, oh, you see, Matt, you got it wrong. Haha. Okay, I got it wrong. So did a ton of other pros. But did we really get it wrong? Or did something just tragic happen in the sport of bodybuilding? Where Samson Dauda was gifted the 60th anniversary Mr. Olympia title. Because his shape and his symmetry is just so overwhelming that it outweighs the conditioning and dryness and sharpness. I guess so. This is the new standard. Lower your standards in conditioning, guys. It doesn't matter anymore. Let's take a look at the 4K video. Let's take a look. Hadi Choopan came in second. Got a check for $250,000. Thanks to Jake Wood for stepping up and giving the guys more prize money. We appreciate that. So we got to point that out. That's awesome. Hadi Choopan. Feathers in the quads. Dry, lean, shredded. I think he did enough to win. Obliques, shredded. Side tricep. Now, my predictions going into the show, look at the pecs striated, was having Derek first, Hadi second, Andrew Jack third, Samson Dauda fourth, Martin Fitzwater fifth. Well, that wasn't the case. Let's take a look at Derek Lunsford. He improved the chest. He put on more size. You can see the conditioning through the glutes, paper thin skin on the quads. It's going to hit that quarter turn back pose. You can see the striations in the back, Christmas tree air, deep lines back there, separation, something that Samson Dauda doesn't have, but I guess it doesn't matter. Side chest, nice symmetry, paper thin skin on the quads, side quad. Chest is fuller, bigger. He made improvements as the Mr. Olympia champion. He made improvements, is what you're supposed to do. But I guess that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no more. Is there a trend where you have a bodybuilder that can have a saga like Phil Heath did and Ronnie Coleman? Look at this. To me, that's like he's at an elite level where he can do this as the Mr. Olympia, like Phil Heath could and Ronnie Coleman. But I guess this doesn't matter anymore, guys. This level of conditioning, throw it out the window. Say goodbye. Derek, you know what? Derek, you need to come in less conditioned now. Don't work as hard. Don't push yourself as hard. Look at that. Tremendous. He improved his abs. Deep lines and separation in the quads. It's not his best pose. It's not a pose he's winning. That's a pose obviously Hadi Choopan wins. Chest is bigger and a bit more striated. Again, these are all attributes he used to beat Samson and Hadi last year. I guess it's not good enough anymore. Samson Dauda. Again, the gyno was very glaring, and it just stands out to me as soon as he hits those front double bicep. I see it. It's like I can't. It's annoying to look at. That's the standard of the Olympian right now. A guy that has gyno, back quarter turn shot. Where's the glutes? Where's the conditioning? There's a film of water over his body, guys. If Samson would drop 5-6 pounds, man, okay, maybe that would be a lot sharper, and I'd be like, okay, that's enough. Now, this was close. Samson has improved. You see a bit of a skin fold back there in the glutes. That means there's still some fat back there. But I mean, like this is not the level of where I think the Olympia should be. The skin is thick in the back. There's no detail in the delts. It's just not Olympia level. He's close. I think he puts a little bit more time in and can nail the conditioning, but this is where it's at now, guys. Welcome to the new standard. Got some rolls here in the lower love handle area. I don't look past that. You guys can look past it. I'm not going to look past it. Obliques, not much showing there. Abs, a little bit of distension in the stomach still. Yes, he can do a vacuum, but he still has distension in between his poses. Yes, he's big and full and round, but he's holding water in the upper pecs. The delts aren't separated or striated. He poses, there's no striations in the delts, there's just lumps, big lumps. Water across the upper pecs, no striations in the quads. Guys, I look at the details. You look at his size and shape and get overwhelmed by it and say he should win. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Let's take a look at Martin Fitzwater, came in fourth. Good job on coming in fourth, his first Mr. Olympia. He looked tremendously good. Deep lines in the quads. Pecs are striated and full. He's drier than Samson. You're going to see that in a minute here. Glutes. Samson didn't have that. Good side chest. He needs to, he came in fourth. I still think Samson, maybe could be ahead of Martin, but I just like Martin's conditioning that he's bringing. Separation. Look at the hamstrings and glutes. Maybe a bit tighter across the upper back. You can see the Christmas tree really isn't popping a lot there. He needs to bring in that tighter. But overall, great look. Striated quads. Again, something that Samson doesn't have. Hadi has it. Tight abs. Dry. Obliques are showing good. Samson didn't have that. Great, most muscular, striated, dry across the pecs. Samson doesn't have that. But hey, Samson looks pretty with a nice shape, so I guess that's good now. Andrew Jack. What happened to Andrew Jack? what's my assessment of Andrew Jacked? He came in a little flat. I think he still got overlooked. He needs to continue to work on his posing. The obliques are in for him better than Samson. Maybe he needs to work on holding his stomach in a little bit in between the transitions. Work on the posing. Again, the side tricep. He needs to hit that better. Glutes weren't, I would say, as good as they were at Texas. You can see there, just a little bit of skin fold. Like it's just a little bit, like right there, it's just not enough, right? And, you know, when Chris Aceto said, oh, he's 300 pounds. Well, that's too heavy. He needs to come in sharper. He probably should have been in, I don't know what his final weight was on stage. We're going to find out. But, I mean, looks good in the back double. Better, in my opinion, than Samson in the back double. But it is what it is, guys. So, I don't want to drag this on. It's late. I hate that the Olympia runs so late. At the end of the day, I stand by my decision that Samson Dauda should have been fourth. I would have moved Martin up into that third place position due to the conditioning separation that he displayed. I don't think a lot of people are happy with this outcome. And at the end of the day, I don't flip-flop on my decisions. I stand by what I say. And that's what you're going to get here in Muscle Discord. And you're going to have people out there. I'm not even going to mention this man's name because he doesn't deserve to be mentioned anymore. But he's going to say that I don't know what I'm talking about. But if you say that about me, brother, you better say it about Chris Cormier and all the other pros that I mentioned and the experts that I mentioned, because none of them had him winning too. Right? I guess they don't know what they're talking about. So guys, leave a comment below. Is this enough? Is this level of conditioning enough? Should Samson Dauda have won the Mr. Olympia with a watery looking physique? Or should it have gone to Hadi? Should it have gone to Derek? I want to know your honest opinion on who should have won this Mr. Olympia, because I don't believe Samson Dauda should have won it. I think he got the biggest gift anyone's ever gotten for a Mr. Olympia. I think this is one of the most controversial Olympia calls I've ever seen. And I'm standing by it. And I'll take it to my grave. All right, guys. Remember to like the video. Again, leave your assessment of where you think Samson should have placed. Do you think he should have won? If not, who else? Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Guys, it was a great Olympia weekend. The live streams killed it. It's such an honor. I've surpassed 10,000 subscribers. My goal was to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, December 31st. I smashed that goal thanks to you guys. We're basically about 11,000 right now. We're closing in on that, really close. So it's been a great Olympia weekend. So happy with how things are going with the channel and how things are going in my life, and being able to go. I'm here in Los Angeles, was brought down here to be on the Jubilee Media Network and be on their platform of over 10 million subscribers on YouTube, and being able to talk about fitness and be, chosen as a fitness influencer is amazing. So, I'm going to have my haters out there, but the haters can keep hating because I'm doing good. And if the haters aren't talking about you, then you must not be doing anything right. Right? So, all right, guys, I'm tired. I'm going to wrap this up, try to go to bed here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.